Hello, everyone. Welcome in today. Today, we're going to be doing our final division in our draft grades, and it's the NFC South. It contains one of my favorite teams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm a season ticket holder, so I have a lot of thoughts about how they draft and how they handle themselves and how the rest of the division does because I get to see this division up close and personal every year, so I have a strong opinion on each team and what they need to do and whether it's the right decision or not. I don't know that I know more than anybody else, but being in stadium, I think, provides a little bit more information than what you get when you watch it on TV. So we're going to start it off with the New Orleans Saints. I love their pick of Talise Fuanga in the first round. Perfect pick, excellent player, great value at 14. I think he's exactly what they need. He can play right tackle, can play left tackle possibly. I don't think it'd be his best position, or they could slide him in the guard if Ramczyk is able to come back and keep developing their offensive line and make it stronger. Round 2, Kool-Aid McKinstry actually is a really good pick for the Saints. I think he should have probably been a late round 1. I've been lower on Kool-Aid, so I don't know. This is probably the right range. I would have had him more early round 2 than more towards the middle of the round, but overall good value for Kool-Aid. Round 5, Spencer Rattler, great value pick. I'm not that high on Rattler just because I don't know about his personality and how it's going to fit. He's a good player and he has the NFL tools that you look for as far as arm strength and stuff like that, but there's questions about him and his processing. I don't like that he throws so many interceptions. I think he makes bad decisions that cause turnovers and negative plays for his offense far too often, but in the 5th round, it's a good swing with his upside. They also went ahead and took Bub Means, who is a guy that I personally did not get to watch. I wish I would have, but I didn't hear about him until really late in the process, and people liked him, and people thought this was a good pick, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that it was a good pick. Jalen Ford out of Texas, good player. I think round 5's maybe a little rich. I had him rated just slightly lower, but similar range, not a bad pick. Can't complain that much. Round 6, I did not get to watch Christian Boyd. People liked him. They said he was probably the biggest snub of the combine, but I didn't get to watch him play, so I don't know much about him. Last pick was another guy that I didn't actually watch. That's Josiah Ezram, an offensive tackle. I didn't get to watch him either, so I don't know much about him. So my grade's going to base largely upon the players I do know, and that's Talise Fuanga and Kool-Aid McKinstry, along with Spencer Rattler and Jalen Ford. I think this is a good draft, and I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to bump it up just a little bit. I like what the Saints did. Next up, you have the Atlanta Falcons, and I was going to save this one, but why wait? Michael Penix at pick 8. Honestly, don't have an issue with the fact that he went at pick 8 and he went ahead of JJ McCarthy. I love Michael Penix Jr., and I've been saying he's above McCarthy for me all along. The issue is I don't think Atlanta should have taken him. I get the thought process, but if you're looking out for your long term, you need to take a guy like JJ McCarthy, not Michael Penix. Penix can play now. Why would you put him on the bench? I don't like the pick just because it doesn't make sense. Love the prospect, hate the location. Round 2, they traded up to get Rowe with Newton on the board. I don't understand that. Another pick that I can't get on board with. Then you have Braylon Trice. That's a solid pick. I'm okay with that. He was a late round 2 for me, so getting him in round 3 is good value. Round 4, they got Brandon Dorless. I actually like him. I had him rated in round 3, possibly even round 2. Like, he was that fringe late round 2, early round 3 guy for me. I thought he had a lot of upside. I do think you play him at D tackle instead of edge. I think that he could play like a 5-tech role, and I think he could be a really good player. Round 5, they got J.D. Bertrand, a linebacker out of Notre Dame. Now, I did watch a little bit of him, but not a ton. People really liked him, and he looked like a solid leader in the middle of the defense, but I can't speak too much about him. I don't have enough information. Round 6, Jace McClellan. Like the pick. Good player out of Alabama. I think he was a little underutilized, and I think he might have a bigger impact in the NFL than what he did in college. That's just a hot take. Casey Washington, did not watch him, not gonna lie. And Zion Logue out of Georgia. Solid swing. I don't think he's the best player. I think if he didn't play for Georgia, he probably wouldn't have been drafted at all. This could bite me just because he's a Georgia player, but I don't love the pick. Overall, a D for this class is tough, but I think it's warranted. I gotta stick with a D. I'm gonna upgrade it just slightly and go D plus though. Just because I love Penix. Even though I hate the fit, I love Michael Penix, man. He doesn't deserve all the hate he's been getting. Next up, we're gonna go with the Carolina Panthers, who traded up into round 1 to get Xavier Legette. He gets a lot of hype, and I'm just not sure how I feel about him. You know, to me, as a prospect, he was late round 2, early round 3 type guy, and I hate the fact that he broke out late. That's why I graded him so low. A 5th-year senior who breaks out isn't a good sign when he didn't have any production prior. I think a guy who can play special teams and all that's cool to take in round 3, because if he doesn't work out as a receiver, cool, he's a good special teamer. You don't do that in round 1. I don't like the pick. Round 2, Jonathan Brooks. Good swing on an injured player. Honestly, I can't complain about that too much. I like the selection. Hopefully he gets healthy and this will work out for the Panthers. Round 3, Trevin Wallace out of Kentucky. Good player. I like the pick. Right around the range he should have went, in my opinion. Jatavian Sanders in round 4 is a steal. I had him rated out late round 2. I know he didn't test athletically great, but he was really good at Texas. And I think sometimes athletic testing kind of drives a little bit too much of the thought process on a player. I don't know if there's something under the hood I don't know about to why he slid this far, but he had no business being available. Smith-Wade out of Washington State, a corner. He was pretty good. I watched him at Senior Bowl. I liked what I seen, and I think he could be an impact player down the road. I think he needs a little bit of time to develop. I would have taken him in round 4, so it's a good value. And I didn't get to really watch Jaden Crometti. I seen Mississippi State, but I didn't watch him specifically. I think I can't give a good opinion there. I don't want to say something that's not true, bring a guy down, so I'd rather just leave it at I didn't watch enough to give a good opinion there. Michael Barrett out of Michigan. I watched a lot of Michigan players, so a whole lot of time on Michigan. Solid player. Probably should have went slightly sooner than he did, in my opinion, but he could have been the product of a good Michigan defense. Overall, though, solid draft for the Panthers, I guess. I'm lower on it, though. I wish I didn't have to do this, but I got to give it a C. I can't even go C+. I like the Jatavian Sanders pick. I like the Smith-Wade pick. I like Trevin White. I like Jonathan Brooks, but Leggett is just such a reach, and I don't think anything was that spectacular about the other guys. A solid C is all I can do for this team. Finally, the last team on our list, and the last team we're going to give a grade for, is the team I'm a season ticket holder to, and I absolutely love the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I grew up a Patriots fan. I'm still a Patriots fan. I'm from Massachusetts, so I've rooted for the Patriots my whole life. But I moved to Florida, started going to Bucs games, and I fell in love with the Buccaneers, and I became a season ticket holder. So I have a really close connection with this team, and I pull for this team, and I probably will the rest of my life. I love going to the games. I love everything about the Buccaneers. I think they're great with their fans. I think the stadium is awesome. I love Raymond James. I'm a big Bucs fan, and I gotta say, this draft actually was pretty good. I can't complain about it. Jason Light's a good, solid GM. I like his decision-making. Getting Graham Barton in round 1's a great pick. He shouldn't have been there for the Bucs to take, and if you know what, we needed edge, but a good guy like Graham Barton you can't pass on. Great pick. Chris Braswell out of Alabama. Solid pick in round 2. I wasn't really sure how I felt about him, and I think it's a good value to get him where they got him late in round 2. Round 3, they took Tyke Smith, really good safety out of Georgia. I like this selection, and I think that he could surprise a lot of people and really push Bullard. I thought he was close to Bullard, honestly, when I watched him. They also took Jalen McMillan, the receiver out of Washington. He is a guy that I really like. He got hurt this season, so he didn't play as much, but I think he's a prospect that's worth taking a swing on in this area of the draft, and I love the selection. I think he could develop into a much better player than this. Great job. Round 4, Bucky Irving. This one's a risky pick. I think a pass-catching back is something the Buccaneers need, and I think that's probably where Bucky's going to make his biggest impact. I'm just not sure about him being able to hold up, so I gotta be a little iffy on this one. Elijah Kine, I didn't watch him, so I'm not gonna lie, say something I don't know. And then Devin Culp's a good swing at tight end late. We have a bunch of tight ends, but we don't have a star, so I like taking a swing on him. He made plays for Michael Penix, and I think that he was a little underutilized in that offense. With 3-star receivers, though, what do you expect? So maybe he's not the best player, but I think he's worth taking a swing on. Overall, they gave this draft a B-. I gotta up it. I like it a little bit better than that, but not a whole ton better. I think it's just a solid B, and I think Jason Light, once again, hit a bunch of singles and doubles. He didn't try to swing for out of the park. He made the right decision, and I can't complain as a fan of the Buccaneers. I want to thank you guys for watching this little mini-series. I'm going to get back to my normal content. If you only like draft content, still subscribe. I'll be back next year, and I might even drop some videos throughout the summer on prospects and things like that. But I play Madden, and I'm going to play the new college football game, and I love doing that, and I love franchise mode. I love building teams. So if you guys like that content, stick around, hit the subscribe button. And like I said, I'm going to keep doing draft stuff intermittently throughout the year, and then draft season, it ramps up, and I do a bunch of draft videos. So I'll be back next year with plenty of thoughts, both leading up to the draft and after the draft. I want to thank you guys, though, for watching this little mini-series. I want to thank you for watching any of my videos on 2024 NFL Draft. Like I said, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I'll be back with more of my normal content soon. I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car.